More sanding. Okay, sun's come out, it's warmed up. I'm back to sanding. Sand these down, try to get it as smooth as I can. Then I'm going to put a coat of primer, and the primer's supposed to cover up the 120 grit, so I'll go to 220. This is rough right now. Well, we made a little bit of a mess here. That's some black. I'm going to try to patch or do a little painting on the top. Anyways, I've done the 2 coats of primer on the back. Put the first coat of top coat. It's called Hatteras Off-White. And now I'm going to mix up some of this black. So there's this big black stripe here. It goes all the way around. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I think there was I think the light was down here at one time. There were some holes, so I filled those, primed them. So I'm just going to paint that black just so it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. And then eventually this whole thing's going to be redone. But right now it's not. But that white spot will be gone. So here's the back. I got the first coat on. Still a little rough, but I put it on thin because they said do it thin. The first time I did it, I didn't do it thin enough. You can still see where those are holes. I'm putting in a new bolts to hold the rail. Dusty. Okay, so up here on this black stripe, I did a really fast, nasty kind of paint job. But, I don't know if you remember, there's a big white spot there. So, this whole thing's going to get repainted. And then, where the windshield wiper motors were, I removed them. And it's here. It doesn't look good, but there's no more holes. And it's watertight now. I got new speakers for here. Well, the paint job is definitely not perfect. There's some eggshelling, orange peel kind of finish. It's not super glossy. It will after I sand it. And now I'm doing the untaping. And eventually we're going to... Michelle's got a Cricut, which is like a vinyl lettering printing machine. She's going to do a temporary agape until one day when we see how this paint holds up, and then after it hardens, I want to let it really harden for like a couple weeks at least. Not really, but it's as good as I could do. I think so. One more thing I forgot. This, I filled in the holes, epoxy fiberglass the holes. And the reason I left it off is because this thing's not flush. So I think I'm gonna bed it with some epoxy. I'll mix it up like into a paste, and I'll slather some under there and then bolt it on. So that's the next project, is putting this handrail back on.